How's it going? You look, what a brilliant day it is. It's a fantastic day out there today, and I'm in the garage. But there's a good reason why I'm in here, right? I might be getting out the wind because it is very windy, but other than that, I'm in here to talk to you lot, because one of the questions that a lot of people ask, when it's just in general, but also when they're getting into Nitro, yeah, is, alright, I'm going to buy one of these, but do I need to upgrade it? Because if I buy one and then I've got to take it all apart and spend a load of money on upgrade parts to make it a good car. Well, let's talk about that question. I've got myself a glass of orange and mango because, listen, all the fizzy crap that people are drinking these days, no good for you. Pressed fruit juice, go for it. Let's talk about this. Yeah, I can't believe the amount of stuff. I mean, I say all the time, right? My nieces and nephews, constant sweets and fizzy drinks, man. They're not even, they're like 9, 10, 11 and 12, you know, and all that. Fizzy, fizzy, fizzy. Not good for you. Very bad. Anyway, back on topic. So, you know, people say, look, I'm going to buy this car. I'm going to buy a Nitro car. Going to spend some money on it. But then everyone seems to be buying upgrade parts, you know, aluminium parts or just different parts. So let me get this right. I'm going to buy a Nitro car. Doesn't matter. I've been quite heavily promoting these bottom of the range, low end Nitro cars from the likes of HSP and other brands, because I'm trying to go a different direction. You lot, the beginners, you're going to buy these cars regardless, aren't you? The more someone like me says, listen, please don't buy one of these because you will regret it. Save up some money and get something a bit more superior. You're going to go the opposite, and you're going to go and buy one anyway. So I've decided, after many years, to go down this route and help you make this investment that you're going to make a success. Back to the topic. Doesn't matter whether you're going to buy one of these, or if you've got a bit more of a budget and you've gone and bought yourself a more higher end, more superior one of these. This is a Hobeo Hyper Cage Truggy, one of the best that you can buy. There's other ones. There's a HPI Savage. You could buy a Savage like this. They do brand new ones. Now, little bit of a side note, if you are after a Savage, this particular one, and there's another one on the floor down there, this is a 4.6. This one on the floor here, this is a Savage 25, comes with a Roto Star and shell. You need to put radio gear in it, fully running and driving with reverse. These are both for sale right now as of me filming this. They might not be for sale by the time, you know, in a couple of weeks time, but right now they are, and this video is going to go up ASAP. So if you're interested, leave a comment. Now, you could get one of them, a bit more of a budget, or you could go for that. It doesn't matter. Do you need to spend all that money buying upgraded parts? And I'm going to let you into a secret. Now, a lot of people don't like when this gets out, alright? So if you don't hear from me in the next couple of days or ever again, you know what's happened. You don't need to spend a penny on any of these cars. You don't need to upgrade any of them. Now, there may be some small exceptions. Nothing is perfect. I can guarantee that all these cars, the Hobeos, the Savages, even probably, listen, some of you might not like me saying this, right? But if you've ever been around a Chinese factory, you'll be pleasantly surprised. Even these will probably, most definitely, have been through quite a high research and development process, alright? There will have been a lot of testing, different designs, ways of doing certain things, Sometimes it may not look like it, because you think that's a bit cock-handed. Just why have they done that like that? That's strange. Alright, nothing is perfect. Nothing is perfect. So that means there are some little things. Bloody windy, isn't it? There are some little things, even on the best ones, which aren't quite good enough. So you can buy an upgraded part to remedy the bit which isn't quite good enough. But with that being said, my original Savage 21 is up on the shelf up there. You've always, or most of you have seen it before, but there's going to be loads of videos coming up with it soon. That's been going. I drove there every single day, and I jumped it. And don't forget, I was a kid. Yeah, I got that for Christmas. I was a kid. I was an arrogant kid, in my opinion, because I didn't realise what I realise now, and that is, it costs money and it's a possession, so look after it. I didn't look after it. I just had fun with it, man. I was jumping it off of cliffs. I was jumping it up and down, all sorts. We had rampage ramps in the street, and I was jumping over the electric pylons. Right? So it took a beating for 20 years. 2003 to 2023, roughly. It was completely standard, apart from an air filter, what I put on it. Bigger air filter. And then, as an adult, I discovered all the aluminium parts, and being a bit of a cock, I bought all the aluminium parts. I can't get it down to show you, I wish I could, I can't reach it. All the aluminium axles, all purple anodized aluminium chassis axles, a lot. So it's not standard anymore. But it was all plastic and standard. And it never broke, apart from a couple of spur gears that broke because the engine bolts come loose. So these things, in their standard form, are bulletproof. Yeah, to the normal average use. There's always going to be someone out there that's going to really break anything. Nothing is unbreakable. Nothing is unbreakable in this world. So what I'm trying to say is, in the long roundabout way, you don't need to spend a load of money, right? You can buy one of these K-Truggies, and listen, I haven't had anything go wrong with this yet, touch wood, apart from the pull start. Now, the pull start, they did make a bit of a dicky design on the pull start. It was faulty from the factory out the box. It didn't work on the very first time I tried to start it. Nothing is perfect. I'm telling you this story so that you can understand. There was videos on it, you've all seen it if you're a subscriber and you've been hanging around. Contacted the shop that I bought it from, and they then contacted the blooming name of the company that sells them has gone out of my head, but they contacted the people who stock Cabello in this country basically, and they sent me a brand new pull start. Since then, touch wood, perfectly fine. And it's been over a few jumps, and I'll put it that way. This thing, you don't need to do anything. Just look after what you've got, and you don't need to do anything. So upgrades are not necessary. Yeah. The reason why people like myself buy upgrades and different parts to put on their cars is because that's the fun. That's what we enjoy. Now, I went through a bit of a phase, and I'm coming out of it now. So when I was younger, I just bought something or got something, and that's it. I just used it as it was. Then as I started going through the teenage phase, I started going through everything had to be customised. Everything had to have different parts. I had to take everything apart. Everything. My computers, my Nitro cars, my bicycles, my motorbikes. Doesn't matter what it was, even blooming CD player that I had in my bedroom at the time, I had to take it apart, put a bigger amp in it so I could have bigger speakers. Listen, we all go through the phase of doing that type of thing. Some people stay in it, other people come out of it. I'm coming out of it now. So everything had to be upgraded, everything had to be changed, I had to take everything apart and do stuff to it. Even if there's nothing wrong with it. Now, I can't be bothered with any of that anymore. I buy something that's good and I'll leave it alone. So, listen. If you want to upgrade bits, if you want to spend more money, do it. because that's what makes you happy. Yeah, that's the whole point of a hobby. I think some people lose track of what a hobby really is. Alright, so a hobby, I don't know what the true actual definition in the dictionary is, but a hobby is something that you do alongside the things you have to do. So you have to work, you have to do normal things in life, like look after yourself and look after your home and just normal things that need to be done. But alongside that, there's hobbies, things that you do for no other reason other than pleasure. You know, you have a Nitro car because you're enjoying it and you like learning about what it is and what it can bring to you. So if that means that you enjoy taking your car apart, spending your hard-earned money on different parts to put on that car, that's it. That's the hobby, alright? And that's one of the good things about loads of hobbies. Computer hobbies, you know, any hobby, motorbikes, bikes, cars, could be anything. Even CB and ham radio, yeah? You can do loads of different customization things to your stuff. And that's the good thing, we'll go back to this hobby. The good thing about Nitro RC, whether it's these cars, the other cars, whatever, is you can make it what you want to make it to make you happy. That's it, you know. But you don't need to, alright? You don't have to. You can buy one and you can use it every day. You might have to repair some stuff with just buy another standard part to put on it, maybe, because stuff will break, everything breaks. Yeah. You could spend £100,000 or £350,000 on a Ferrari. Yeah, yeah, on a Ferrari, can't you? Yeah, and it'll break. All right, fair enough. You've got that money. You can just send it back to Ferrari and they mend it for you. You haven't got to do it yourself, but it can break, and they do break. Anything breaks. So you might have to repair it, but you don't need to upgrade it. These are good enough nowadays that they come out the box and they're more than usable. No troubles at all. So there we go. Hopefully that's put some of you at ease. It wasn't one of the most asked questions, but it was a question that had come up a couple of times. You know, as I said, the question was, alright, I'm going to buy one of these, but then I've got to spend a load of money upgrading it to make it any good. No, you haven't. You spend as much money on it as you want to spend, because you're in charge. You're in charge of your own hobbies, alright? So there we go. If you've got any questions, because in this series for beginners, it's an ongoing series, there's no end scheduled for it, it's just going to be an ongoing thing, because my goal at the end of it, when there is an end, there probably won't be, is to help all of you lot get into Nitro, because I don't want to see it go downhill. Yeah, I want to see it go downhill. You've got to remember, doesn't matter about all the conspiracies and everything like that, right? The people who make these cars, doesn't matter who it is, whether it's HSP, Hebeo, HPI, Kyosho, they're all doing what the market says to do, alright? So electric cars have been around for just as long as Nitro, probably. I mean, I had electric cars when I was a kid, before Nitro, yeah? But the reason why everyone started to like electric, I dare say the companies pushed it a little bit, but people started to buy electric and want electric, so the companies are going the way that's going to bring them in as much money as possible, right? They're not going to go and push something that the customers, the consumers, the people aren't going to want to buy, because it's a waste of their time and resources and money. So by letting you lot understand what Nitro is about, how it works, and what's going on with it, hopefully enough people will realise, oh, bloody hell, it ain't as bad as what all the blooming twits out there make out. And they go and buy some, and the manufacturers will start going, actually, people do want to buy Nitro cars, let's keep making some more. HPI have gone that right way. because they've released, this isn't one of them, but they've just recently released 2 new versions of the Savage. So they can see that there's still a massive market out there for Nitro. So my goal is no one's going to be afraid of Nitro by the end of, when I'm dead. Yeah? By the time I'm 100 or whatever years old and I've died, no one's going to be afraid of Nitro. Because you're all going to love it, you're going to pass it down to your kids, and we're all going to be happy. Any questions about this car? It could be a specific question about a specific car that you've seen on this channel. Or it could be just a general broad question about Nitro. How do you do this? How do you do that? What happens here? Blah, blah, blah. Comment it. And I'm going to write all the good ones down that I think are worth making videos of. And I'll answer it for you. If not, we'll just reply in the comments and you can learn something that way. Thanks for watching. Have a lovely day. If it's a bit windy out there where you are, like I've had to open the door a little bit for a bit of light. But it was so windy I had to close it a little bit. It's very, very windy. We live in a planet of wind at the moment. It's like living on that... What's that planet with all the wind in it? Is it Jupiter or Neptune or something? It's like 17,000 mile an hour winds. Yeah, I think we're getting on for that here. Anyway. So, don't take people for granted. Have a lovely life and I'll see you later on. Take care, you lot. And remember, don't fill your body up with crap. The sugars in fruit is different from cane sugar, which is in fizzy drinks and other sweets and things. Your body breaks down the natural sugars in fruit in a good way for your body. The sugar which is put in fizzy drinks and other crap is cane sugar. Your body breaks it down as fat and other bad stuff for you. Not to mention it rots your teeth. Look after yourself as well as everything else. I'll see you later.